Today we're descending into the depths of some of the creepiest basements around. From eerie discoveries to spine-chilling finds, join us as we uncover the 35 most disturbing things ever found in basements. You won't believe what people have stumbled upon. Let's get started. With the lights off, a homeowner decided to check what went wrong in his basement. Things were more frightening than he imagined. The light went off in the house. Taking a flashlight, the man goes to the basement to switch the breaker. He flashes the light around when he gets there, looking for the breaker. The basement seems spacious with various things lying around. However, he feels uneasy in this space. Light from a bike in the basement is on. That isn't what catches his attention. He sees a dark spot in the basement and flashes his light in that direction. What he sees is a rectangular cave-in in the wall. The light can't penetrate the darkness. He was just doing his job, but when he heard a creepy sound in the empty house, he investigated. However, what he experienced was out of this world.
Hello? Hello?
The repairman hears the sound of flowing water in the house. Wondering where the water is coming from, he searches for the source. This leads him to the entrance of the basement. He calls out, "Hello!"
Who is it?
The door to the basement suddenly closes. Scared, he opens the door asking who it is. He gets no reply. The only reply he gets is the light flashing. Cursing, he drops the camera and runs away from the basement. She entered the basement on a whim, but when her flashlight caught something, she got closer and got the shock of her life. The woman goes down to the basement to retrieve something. However, she sees a writing on a leather duct. The writing reads, "This is William Smith," with a few faded words. She observes it, creeped out as neither she nor her roommate knows who did it. She tries reading it, but it seems like gibberish. Nevertheless, the situation is weird. Who entered her basement to write that? Curiosity killed the cat, they said. But these curious kids might have awakened something nefarious by going to the basement.
Because I would feel bad if like. Will this work?
Two kids go to the home basement. They are curious about what's there. When they arrive, it's dark and they have no light with them. The light entering the basement is limited. The boy searches around while his brother records.
No. You don't want a tobacco pipe? No. You don't want to smoke? Golf ball! Golf ball?
The boy finds an interesting gadget he and his brother can play with. His brother refuses. As soon as he drops it back, a creepy animated teddy bear jumps out at them screaming. For days on end, this woman heard creepy sounds from her basement. When she checked, she encountered the strangest thing. This woman heard a crazy scratching sound in her basement. She goes in and retrieves a cardboard box that the sound is coming from. Outside, with the safety of natural light, she opens the box.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good baby.
She sees a baby rabbit moving about the box. She takes the box to a grassy area and turns the box over for the rabbit to leave. Quickly, the rabbit runs away from her and the house. When he moved into the house, he kept feeling uncomfortable. He ran to check the basement. As he entered, he found a creepy arrangement. The man just moved into the house and realized he never checked the basement. Neither was he informed about the weird construction of the basement. Going down the stairs, he realizes the basement has a maze-like structure. With the lights on, he sees the inside of the basement. There's a small bench there and wet black soot on the floor from a spot in the basement. Looks like someone lived there. The women knew something was wrong in the basement, but they never expected it to be so disturbing.
कोई नहीं है याद देख
तू जा बाबा देखना कुछ है
की पागल बन रहा है कोई नहीं है थे
मुझे पीछे कुछ है
कोई नहीं है थे देख ला आके
कुछ है
They enter the basement after hearing creepy sounds. They thought they would have safety in numbers. The women are quite scared, afraid to go further into the depths of the basement. The darkness and whatever is moving in there creeps them out.
की तू पागल बंदा
The recorder looks about with his camera for what is in the basement. He brings the camera up and sees a man hanging from the ceiling, watching them with his mouth agape. With wails of terror, they run out. The man thought the asylum basement was empty. Emboldened, he went to investigate it but saw things he shouldn't have. The man explores the basement of an abandoned asylum. He finds creepy writings on the wall and incoherent graffiti plastered everywhere. He gets to a door with a small broken window. He peers in. He runs from there and enters another room. There are beds in this room. Getting close to the beds, he sees several creepy dolls strewn on the beds. There might be mentally ill people still hiding in the asylum. These men needed to know what went on in the basement. As they checked it out, things got weirder.
This thing last time, so this is actually an old fucking incinerator. There's old fucking trash here where they used to incinerate.
Two men explore an industrial building's basement. They find several large machines they check. He opens one of them, seeing ash and other creepy trash in it. It's an incinerator, but its purpose can't be determined yet.
They could have fresh air, and they could live, and you could... It's plugged now, but I imagine that's so they can't reach out. Holy shit, James, look at this. James, look at this. James, look at this. There's scratch marks. There are legit scratch marks.
They find a box. One of them opens it and finds two stools in the box. Looking up, they see that up in the box, there are furious scratch marks, gouged deep into the wood. There are also several holes dug into the wood. The homeowner cleared out the basement of his new home and found a creepy tape. A tape that holds a dangerous secret. After going into the basement, a man found a VHS tape. He plays it. The tape doesn't have a complete video. However, a scared scream from a man can be heard. Something might have scrambled the tape, but the person who screamed must have faced something terrible. Once again, the person screams out for help. It seems he might have been tortured in the basement. He heard strange sounds. Being brave, he went to the basement. He shouldn't have, as he faced a nightmare.
Hey guys, so I've been hearing some really weird noises coming from my basement. So I'm just gonna go check it out, and yeah.
The young man has been hearing strange sounds from his basement. He keeps ignoring it, but today, he decides to check it. He opens the door to the basement, prepared to go in and investigate.
Is anyone down there?
Oh, no!
He asks out loud if anyone is down in the basement. The reply he gets is a loud, creepy clown laugh that seems to have been amplified by a speaker. Scared out of his wits, he falls to the ground trying to escape. After ruffling around the basement, they found footage, but the footage wasn't what anyone expected to see. This clip is from footage found in the basement. The man who found it plays it and sees a video showing the windows of a home. Someone was recording the building from outside. For a while, nothing goes on as the stalker keeps recording. The camera suddenly begins shaking. The clip waves so hard that the person has to stop recording. What did he see or face? Several explorers heard about an abandoned home in the woods. They went and checked its basement, finding horrors they couldn't have imagined.
Old pot holder. Wow. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Like we said, not a whole lot to see. This was probably the pantry, right? I would guess.
These explorers enter an abandoned home. In the basement, they see it in total disrepair with things broken and discarded. They pick up some things they found creepy on the floor. Around a corner, the place has been destroyed as something monstrous broke it apart. Further into the basement, they find several rusted chains hanging from a wooden pole. The chains and other rusted metals in the basement might indicate something dangerous was tied down in there. An unexpected find in the basement disturbs this man as to where they come from.
I need to clean all three of these pairs up. I already cleaned those up, but are these Iversons? I'm not sure what Iversons they are. They're light blue and white.
This guy went into the basement and found several shoes, clothes, and caps in perfect condition. These items ought not to be there. He examines each one of them, knowing they are worth more than he can imagine.
Keycap. You guys make some offers if you're interested, but I like this.
He shows the caps and the condition they are in. By now, he should have realized that it might be the stash of a thief left in the basement. This man thought he could work in peace in his basement, but a creepy presence in the basement manifested itself.
It's cool, isn't it? Anyways, what this is, when it senses motion, it puts a infrared light beam type thing out, which the cameras can see. They're recording all the time anyway, so.
The man gets some batteries from the house and goes to the basement to continue his work. The basement is dark, so he turns on the light and goes down the stairs to his work desk. The man leaves his camera in the basement and goes out to get something. In his absence, a creepy kid walks on all fours on the ground. His back is to the camera with his shirt pulled up to cover his head. He gets to the wall and stops there. He had to inspect his new home and found a huge hole reading in the basement. When he checked it, he heard a sound he didn't expect. This homeowner realizes that there's a giant square hole outside the house, leading into the basement. Grass and other weeds have grown in the basement. He realizes as he looks closely that the place is run down. He enters, seeing a white plate in there. He then hears a meow from a cat. He looks about for it. A kitten runs out from hiding towards him. The man wondered what could have sent the homeowners abandoning their home. When he explored the house's basement, he knew he made the wrong decision. The takes and a cameraman with him, exploring an abandoned mansion on the hillside. In the house, they come to a room that's dark and circular. The man stands at the entrance, peering in and not daring to enter. The man reluctantly enters the room and paces around. He is nervous, feeling something creepy in the air. He quickly leaves the room. He had no idea what was going on in his basement to cause dreadful sounds. So he checked. What he found in the end couldn't be named. He enters his basement, having heard strange sounds coming from it. He goes in and it's pitch black. He ventures into the basement and comes across a long blue arm. The blue hand has just 3 fingers and it moves, scratching the wall. This scares the man and he runs out of the basement in haste. This new home was about to be given to a new family, but the realtor had to clean it up first. But what he found in the basement might spell doom for the new home.
When Cohen removed the lid and looked inside, he saw polystyrene pellets, an address book, a plastic floral stem, and the body of a pregnant woman, mummified in green liquid.
A new family is about to move into this house. The realtor decided to clear the basement. He found a creepy barrel which they carried out. Opening the barrel, he saw several human personal artifacts and the mummified body of a pregnant woman.
Chemical in the drum, but investigators were able to follow a tracking number on the side of the barrel to a chemical company in New Jersey which identified the substance in the barrel as a halogen green dye used to color plastic flowers.
With no way to confirm her identity, investigators used the tracking number on the side of the barrel to find the company that made the barrel. The company identified the liquid used to mummify the woman as a halogen green dye and wasn't manufactured past 1971. She has lived in the home for quite a while and wasn't scared of the basement. However, when she went in again, a strange phenomenon certainly scared her.
Let's go. Don't bang my head up, you know, if you can see, wait. Come on, let me try something cool. Yes.
The woman has been hearing strange sounds in her basement. The basement has no power supply, so she uses her flashlight. It isn't bright enough to push away the darkness, but the woman, not too scared, goes ahead to check.
In the video. Lights off, hey?
She searches the basement, careful to find whatever is hiding in there. Everything looks just in place. She lets down her guard and something jumps out at her, huge and feral, roaring in her face. This man has watched a building for days, hoping to get something from there. Soon, he gets his chance. What he found in the basement is truly disturbing. This masked man enters a building's basement in the middle of the night. This looks like the street of a business district. After waiting for a few seconds, the man sets out with someone. He falls out with a woman in his arms. Strangely, it's not a human woman, but a mannequin that he has stolen. He picks the mannequin up and runs away with it. The man was just going through his basement, but he suddenly found the strangest object ever. He feared he had come in contact with the unknown. In this basement, the man records as this strange object shakes. Something is inside, but what it is, he has no idea. He dares not to touch it, but watches it closely. The conical shape of the object might lead you to believe it's an egg. The man even believes it might be an alien egg about to hatch. The weird object still shakes, having a hard time breaking out. The man noticed the walls of the house were wet around the basement. It hadn't rained. He went in to investigate. In there, what he saw chilled him to the bones.
is what it's like when your water table rises up to meet the level of your basement. So this sump runs once every 3 minutes or so, 2 minutes.
The man finds this strange construction in his basement. There's water in the hole with some contraptions in it. After pressing a button on the machine, the water begins to go down. The water reduces enough to show that the white pipe is leaking. Soon, the hole will be filled with water and spill onto the ground. As you can see, there's already water on the basement ground that the man is walking in. In her home, she checked her basement to see what might be there, but it was so different from what she imagined. The person going into the basement sees a strange cardboard plastered on the door with a strange caption on it. On the wall, there is a demonic drawing with strange scripts and an eye symbol. In the middle of the drawing is a shrine. A closer look at the shrine shows that it is not as simple as imagined. There are action toy figures on small wooden platforms with a book nestled inside the shrine. There are quite many things humans don't know. When this man found something genuinely creepy in his basement, he had no idea what to do. The homeowner retrieves this pink doll from his basement. Without an apparent trigger, the toy shakes its head, vibrating as it lets out a creepy laugh. The doll continues its creepy actions. The man doesn't know how to stop it. Goosebumps rise on his skin as it seems the doll is watching him in return. The two explorers thought exploring this home's basement would be an adventure. However, what they saw made them realize the truth hidden there. Two men explore an abandoned house after the owner packed out with his family in haste. The men search around the house and then its basement. Debris is strewn around the basement, dust coating everything in sight. After searching, they find two bones on the ground. They suspect it's human bones, but they can't be sure. They begin to panic and look around for more bones. He wanted to see what went on in this abandoned home. When he saw what was there, he knew he was close to finding out why. The man looks around this abandoned house in Tennessee. He finds nothing but debris and rubble. He goes down the stairs into the basement. There's no light in the basement and isn't sure what he'll face, so he walks in slowly. While on the stairs, he flashes his light towards a spot in the basement. There he sees a couple of bleached white bones on the ground. Whispering to himself, he leaves the basement. Brace yourself as this next basement clip shows the unimaginable and would cause you nightmares. This basement, found by anthropologists under a cathedral, is made fully of human bones. From the ceiling to the wall, human bones were used in their construction. Full human skeletons and skulls surround every aspect of the basement. In an even more drastic display, the human bones are arranged in rows, seemingly as a means to decorate this space. He entered the basement on a routine search. and what he saw was the greatest shock of his life. The man goes down to the basement, finding old and rusty appliances and the electrical work of the house. Some of the appliances seem to be in good condition, but the house is strangely empty and abandoned. He sees thrust eating through the paint on the wall, as well as the ceiling chipping off, exposing rusty metalwork. Whatever happened in the house remains a mystery. The man went into the basement and found horrors as he went into the basement. From the walls to hidden places, things lurked about, waiting for him. In this weird basement, the man finds a section with metal doors. He walks past it, going further into the dark and damp basement. A sound of metal meeting concrete echoes around him. The man goes in a circle, recording the weird indents on the wall that look like bones. He finally gets to an area in the basement with an open metal door, looking straight out of a medieval TV show. This basement comes with a history lesson, and as the people listened, they realized the horror found in the basement of the home.
Bones in the basement. Right there is where...
The lady in black is taking these people on a tour of the house, telling the history of it. She mentions that the previous homeowner found human bones in the basement. To be specific, human pelvic bones.
That, and she brought it to Haywood Hospital because she didn't know. She knew it was a bone. She didn't know what kind of bone it was, though, and they were like, "Oh, that's a woman's bone."
The woman took the bones to a forensic expert who identified it as a human pelvic bone. The person recording shows the hole in which the bones were found. Things didn't go as planned in this man's home. Something destructive rose in his basement, and whatever preparations he made were for naught. The man walks through the brown water that has flooded his home. He has tried to save as much as possible by placing them on elevated surfaces, but other things have been submerged in the water. A huge wave of water rushes up from the basement, breaking down the wall and flooding the living room. The house is quickly flooded with nothing being spared. The man is missing, having gone to the basement. Exploring this house was his chance for an adventure, but soon things began to look strange as he ventured into the basement. The man is an avid explorer and got permission to explore the house. Now in the basement, he unearths antique bottles buried in debris. Moving on, he finds more bottle jars. Some are cracked, while others are still fine. Behind him is a shelf that must have held other bottles. There's a foul smell in the basement, probably from whatever was in the bottles.
It is really damp down here, though. Man, those are some old bottles, though, that are down here.
The couple were curious about what was in their basement. Their curiosity paid off, but not in the way they expected. The couple had installed a security in their basement after they heard mysterious sounds. From the footage, they see a mysterious orb of light floating about in the basement. The couples talk to each other, puzzling out what it is. The orb stands out against a metal pole in the basement. The woman opens the door to the basement and the light from the orb dims. It seems intelligent.
This is our monitor of the basement.
And somebody's out the window with a flashlight, using a flashlight on the wall.
Curious girls decided to go into the basement after being warned. They should have listened because what they encountered wasn't for the weak. Two girls go into their basement in a recently unearthed part of the house. The basement is tight and smelly. As the girl searches around with her flashlight, she finds a dead rodent already rotting on the ground. Deeper in the basement, one of the girls screams out, "I'll kill you," in a shrill voice. She is struggling with the light in her hand. something is hiding in the dark crevasse of the basement.
Oh yeah, okay. Now we're going to...
Ouch.